Yeah, you can't deny it. That was pretty cool. Daniel Suárez, in his first ever NASCAR race at Mexico, he goes out and he wins. The Xfinity Series made its return to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the first time since 2008. And Daniel Suárez, the home hero in a junior motorsports car. High expectations, high pressure coming into this weekend. Also racing in the Cup Series. He's got a big weekend ahead of him. And what does he do this morning? He crashes the primary. And at that point, it was like, oh, well, darn. Still in a good car. He may still get a great finish, but winning is going to be tough. He's starting dead last. He's in a backup car that's going to be quickly prepared and not pushed to the grid until literally the last minute. Heck, the Xfinity rules don't even allow you to wrap the car anymore. I mean, this is going to be a tall task for Daniel Suárez. Well, here we are just a few hours later, and Daniel Suárez is a winner in the NASCAR Xfinity Series at his home track. Daniel Suárez, who has pushed for NASCAR, the big series, the national series, to go to Mexico in some way, shape, or form for so long, finally got his wish, and he delivered to the Mexican fans. It was so cool. At the end of the race, when Suárez was leading, by the way, can we talk about how he took the lead? I texted someone before this restart, and I said, if Daniel Suárez pulls what Max Verstappen did in 2021, goes 3 wide on the outside and just outbreaks everyone, he might be the GOAT. I don't know. Well, he kind of just did that. Outbroke Connor Zilisch and Ty Gibbs, went around the outside, got doored in the process of it because there wasn't a lot of space for him, took the lead, and never looked back. Super cool way to get the lead. Held on for dear life. Taylor Gray has a death wish, apparently, because he tried to send it on Daniel Suárez in the last turn. And yeah, if you thought all those Dale Jr. fans mad at Kyle Busch for when Kyle Busch spun out Dale Jr. in Richmond 2008 or whatever it was, if you thought that Kyle Busch, who had a bunch of security for him after that race, you thought that was bad, oh boy. Man, it would have been really bad if Daniel Suárez got wrecked for the win on the last turn of the last lap, but thankfully we did not have that. But seriously, though, Daniel Suárez drove great at the end of this race. Backup car, there was damage to the car. I mean, for him to drive through the field, he got up to 14th or 15th at the end of the first stage before the ultimate pit stops. But for him to hold on at the end of the race, with all that pressure, with everything around surrounding him, the noise and whatnot, so much behind him right now, not just this race, but outside, the contract negotiations and whatnot. Daniel Suárez, this is a huge win for him. As I said earlier, he made this huge push to get NASCAR to Mexico, where he's from. His story, everyone's heard it, coming to the United States, not knowing any English, learning English by watching TV, making his way up, becoming an Xfinity Series champ. I believe the first ever Mexican Xfinity Series champion, or NASCAR champion, NASCAR National Series champion, becoming the first Mexican NASCAR Cup Series winner. And now he shows up to Mexico and he wins in the Junior Motorsports number 9. And boy, was it a complicated weekend for him. But to see the fans supporting him, to see the fans cheering him on in the stadium section, the front stretch, obviously, if you're a motorsports fan, if you watched different forms of motorsport, you know how passionate that fan base is. Every time Sergio Perez would go to Mexico for the F1 race, huge support. Anytime he did anything, passed someone, scored a podium when he was at Red Bull, crowd was just going bananas for him. So they're a very passionate, very loyal fan base, and when their guy does well, they are going to let you know. And Daniel Suárez did quite well. Insane race, by the way. We had some great racing. Ty Gibbs versus Connor Zilisch was beautiful. They were trying to kill each other on lap 2. They were bumping each other out of the way. Gibbs just forcing Zilisch to shortcut a corner. By the way, I don't really understand the track limits. You can cut the corner if you're forced off. This happened to Suárez. It happened to Zilisch. It happened to a bunch of other people. I think Jesse Love. As long as you get hit, you can cut that corner in turn 3. Anywho, maybe that'll get solved by tomorrow. But yeah, we saw a lot of passing into turn 1. We saw some chaos into turn 1. We saw them fan out 3, 4, 5 wide into turn one at times. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. As I said, when Daniel Suarez got the lead, chaos ensued. It took out the two best cars, Connor Zilisch and Ty Gibbs. So yeah, we saw a great race. If you ask me, we saw some passing into turn 4. Heck, we saw pass into turn 5. Passing in through the stadium section, bumping runs. We saw some tempers flare between Sammy Smith and Jesse Love. They had a couple problems throughout the day. I mean, we had a lot in this Xfinity race. But at the end of the day, it came down to Daniel Suarez. He put himself in position. He restarted 4th, had that insane restart, took the lead, never looked back, played defense incredibly, even though Taylor Gray tried. He tried so hard. But Daniel Suarez picks up a win at his home track, and I know he's got the Cup race tomorrow, but I hope that he's able to celebrate this, soak it in, because this is going to be, and once again, I know he won an Xfinity Series championship, but this might be his biggest Xfinity win of his career. So we'll see how he does in Cup tomorrow. He was my pick on Monday. I switched it to Zilisch this morning after qualifying, but then mid-race I switched it back to Suarez. So I don't know if I get credit for that, but I'm sticking with Suarez tomorrow. Daniel Suarez to win the Cup race to get the weekend sweep. But other notable finishers, Taylor Gray and Austin Hill complete the podium. Now podiums are not an official statistic in NASCAR, but they were doing some sort of a podium celebration, not a full-blown podium celebration. Like, I don't know if they played the Mexican national anthem on the podium for Suarez. If they did, that's still really cool. I hope they did. That'd be cool. But then we got Connor Zilisch in 5th. Led a good chunk of this race, led 17 laps according to this. Suarez led 19 laps, most laps led today. But Connor Zilisch leads 17 laps, the best car all day, I would argue, if not second best to Ty Gibbs. But Zilisch, him and Gibbs were going at it pretty aggressively, and then that one restart when Suarez takes them 3 wide, Zilisch and Gibbs just make contact. Chaos ensues. They both get big damage. Zilisch has to drive back through the field. He ends up getting to 5th. Austin Green, or William Sawalich, 6th. Top 10 for him. 7th place, Austin Green. 8th place, Jeb Burton. 9th place, Harrison Burton. 10th place, Sammy Smith. Going down the order, we see, where was Ty Gibbs? Ty Gibbs, 14th. Okay, he led 18 laps today. Had a really good day. Fast car, as I said, him and Connor Zilisch just back and forth exchanging the lead and stuff. So, yeah, I thought they were going to both take each other out. They kind of did in a sense, and Suarez was the one to take advantage of it. For Bell blew an engine at one point during this race, just sat on pit road for 5 laps or however long it was. They just refused to throw a caution for it. But anywho, that's all I got for that. Anyways, just once again, such a cool story for Daniel Suarez to come to Mexico. All the hype around it, all the hype around him showing up to Mexico after making this push, his career, his story, and to show up here at Mexico City at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez and to win, coming from the back of the field, put on a heck of a show. I mean, that's just such a cool story. So I think everyone was rooting for Daniel Suarez secretly, even if you weren't. I think you were. But he's got a big day tomorrow for the Cup Series. We'll see how he does. He starts 10th in that race. But we've got the Cup Series tomorrow still. Xfinity's a wrap. Only one more race in Mexico.